Man, yeah, man. We live. Thank y'all for tuning in to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Every week, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Y'all go to YouTube, like, share, and subscribe to the videos, to the channel. And then we're going to just enjoy the moment, man. Have a great time and always stay in the moment. But man, y'all know, man, we're gonna have a great topic tonight. It's some interesting things. It's child abuse plus emotional plus all that. So we're gonna talk about the whole scope of abuse tonight because it's a lot of abuse that's going on in this modern day time that we call jobs. So that's abuse, man. Y'all need to understand they slaves. They got us some modern day slaves around here. But hey, man, y'all know we got the panel, man. We got Mr. Michael in the building. We got Coach KD and we got the Candy Man. Say my name 3 times. Say my name 3 times. You call my name, I'm gonna get Candy Man, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm great. It's always blessed to be in the land of the living. You know? Let's get this thing started.
That's right.
Child abuse.
That's right.
Abuse period.
Coach. Yeah, we're gonna abuse this thing tonight. We're gonna be abusive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I always say, man, it's truly wonderful to be in the land of the living, baby. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I made it tonight. Missed you guys last week, man. Awesome show, man. But this here gets a little serious here, man. That child abuse, that's something that goes on the abuse period, man. Because you got verbal abuse. You got, different ways that you can abuse another, man. And we want to be mindful of how we're living and what we're doing to other people. Because the ultimate goal is to serve others, man. Be servant leaders. That's where I'm at with it. Good to be here. What you got, Mike?
Yeah.
What's up, fellas? Welcome everybody out there. Hey, the most beautiful sound in the world, in my opinion, is the laughter of a child. The worst sound is one that's crying, especially one that's being damaged by the people that are supposed to be in charge of taking care of them and loving them. And this topic it's a nice topic. It's a serious topic because it happens so much in this world. I found out that the cost of treating child abuse is $592 billion. That's right up there with diabetes and cancer. So it's a serious topic, and it's definitely something we need to discuss.
Man, that's a lot, man. Yeah, brother, that's the thing about it, man. If we really, I remember back in the day, our parents did what they did, but it was a normal type of thing. You know what I'm saying? We was being abused in today's terminology, but back then it was just teaching us how to survive on our own. And they would leave us alone, which would be child neglect nowadays, but it'd be a 7-year-old watching 4 babies, and nobody said nothing because we knew not to answer the door for nobody. If you don't have a key, you couldn't come in. But that's what our parents did to us back then because they were, they had to go get a job. They had to go work their second job or whatnot. And the dad, he probably was incarcerated or not just being there. But it was just like, we lost our way. I feel like, through that system of not child support, but the welfare system, man. Because when it first came out, man, that's what a lot of people started abusing children right there because money was coming in, anger was mad, people was doing drugs, because that was in the crack epidemic era. So, it was a lot of neglect, there was a lot of child abuse, there's a lot of things going on when I recognized people start talking about the welfare system. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I get this, man. I don't pay but $30. I don't pay but $2 for rent. And it's like, damn. But then your boyfriend, he over here selling kilos. But then they take some. If he a real dude, he's helping with the child. But then you got these other guys who's pretending to be the man, and they the ones who keep the woman going to the club or keep her out and about. to where they neglecting the child. Now the child is, burnt, tried to cook something because they was hungry, and they get burnt up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like it started back then. I know it's probably been longer than that, but that was my little spiel on what I'm thinking about this topic tonight, man. Because it always, it's sometimes, I ain't gonna say always because that's a strong statement, but it's a lot of times we get the ones who the babysitter. You know what I'm saying? You get the big brother or big sister who didn't want to watch the little one no way. So they gonna abuse them in some way. You know what I'm saying? Hit them across the head or do something that's gonna, mess up their mindset, man, as they're trying to get older. But man, this is a great topic and it's serious, man. I got a lot of information from all this looking up the statistics and just the terminology that we don't think about. But yeah, man, I'm just here, man, enjoying it, man.
Yeah,
Candy Man, what's up with the name?
Because when it comes to child abuse, being a kid, Candyman was one of the movies. I figured that was child abuse because don't make me watch Candyman and I'm 7 years old, man.
Right. Yeah, that's trauma. That's creating trauma in the child.
Yep. Child's play, things like that. I grew up scared. So that's why because I'm old enough now to face my fears. So I become the Candyman. I'm the person that I was afraid of.
All right.
Yeah. It happens. It happens, man.
Yeah, man. This topic, while I was doing the research, I'm looking up child abuse, and they keep bringing up the word child maltreatment, and it almost seems like they're trying to play down the terminology, like they always do. Like back in the old days, it is what it is. Yeah. Nowadays, everybody try to come up with new words to describe the same things that were going on, and making it seem like, it's not that bad. But maltreatment is still child. It's still child abuse. Right. It doesn't matter what you call it. If you're doing any kind of damage to a child, and then it's like the first thing I was reading was talking about is mistreatment by a parent or a caregiver. And I'm thinking, well, that ain't far enough because you got preachers, teachers, coaches. It's a whole gamut of people, your aunts, uncles that are abusing children. So the definition seemed to be off a bit to me when it comes to child abuse. But we're going to get it together tonight.
It is.
Go ahead, Alan.
Just think about the word mail. I mean, just the base word, like even on computers, malware. So that's the base of it, right? So I mean, they're trying to clean it up, just like you said, like they're trying to do everything else, trying to make it sound appeasing to the public. Or it's like, it's not that bad. It's like right now, you can't even tell your child, like when I was growing up, I mean, I already knew I was a boy. But if I wanted to say I was a girl, they might try and whip that girl out of you. But now it's like, let them identify with what they are. No, it don't work like that.
It don't work like that. Cause see, that take the spirituality out of that child. Now that child is none to none. It don't have. It's an atheist. It's you know what I'm saying. Because if you believe in what God created, that means you believe in who you are as the one that you was created in. You should be up here talking about let them identify themselves. But see, that's them people in the backgrounds with them strings on their fingers trying to control people. Because you always gonna have somebody in this government. I was listening to Billy Carson. I know it's getting off topic a little bit, but out of the 190 million or billion people that's here on this planet Earth, he said if 90 million stop working and just shut down, don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's half of the population, man. That means they're gonna have to do what we say do. Yeah, they got to do what we say do. But that was just that came to my thought when we was just talking about something else. But that right there, though, boy. But just think about that, man. If we took control, we took power over our government because they work for us, or they should be working for us. Let's say that.
Yeah.
That's what they tell us, but that's not what they show us.
Right.
No, definitely not. But
And I feel like child abuse is
getting
also when we don't teach our kids the truth, though, man. So just think about it like this right here. If you're in class as a young black man, and all you see is these powerful leaders that are white on the board. You don't talk about the black powers except for Martin and Malcolm, but how many others there were? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't give the information about that's abuse right there, because that's not you're not giving me the full capacity to learn from. But the white man, the white young 12-year-old, he go in the classroom and he see all these heroes that look like him. His chest sticks out because he's sitting right next to a guy who has two leaders that they only talk about. You know, when we were growing up as kids, that's all they told us about was Martin and Malcolm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, if we're going to be in these school systems, if we're going to be in these teaching surroundings, let's get everybody. Let's start talking about, don't wait till Black History Month. But as a child, you should be learning these type of things, man, so you can feel empowered on all levels. You know, sure enough, they give us the 1 + 1 and 2 + 2 stuff, but I don't see how 1 × 1 = 1. How does that happen? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, they only tell you what they want
And
you
that's
to know.
multiplication.
Right.
Yeah, that's multiplication. You 2 times in something. You putting 1 and 1 times in it. That ain't 2.
And you still get 1.
Yeah, that's made up.
Nothing bad.
They abusing our mental.
And you get ready to get cold started with that mathematics.
Yeah, that's
But that's mental abuse, man. I feel like it is anyway. Go ahead.
Now I was about to say it is because
go ahead, Candy, man. I was done.
The statistics through like during the pandemic with the abuse, they said out of 1,000 children, 6.5 kids were abused during the pandemic.
Wow.
Which tells me they had 1 midget that was abused, because how you gonna get 6.5 out of 1,000? So not abusing little people. There's neglect, there's emotional abuse, that's everything.
Oh shit. 1 midget, huh?
There's a half person.
Yeah.
Out of control, man.
Hey, they should have
rounded
up 7 or something.
Yeah, that only makes sense. But see, that's what I want to say on that right there, man, on that educational neglect. You neglecting us education. See, that's where it starts right there in kindergarten and pre-K, man. You know, true enough, what's his name? Miles Monroe, I think his name. Nah, what's his name? Black man, professor. But he said he wouldn't dare send his kids to school. Because they're not doing nothing but training them for the assembly line. Because it's like at the assembly line, you got the whistle. You blow the whistle, you blow the bell, you hear the bell ring. You go eat for 30 minutes. You go right back to a classroom that you're going to be sitting in for 45 minutes, looking through this same book, sure enough. But then after that class, as soon as that bell ring, you out to the next project. You're not going to remember all of these things every day. You know what I'm saying? You should give somebody math for a week, English for a week, and implement certain things in between so they can grasp real information. You can't, you really not going to, and then when you get out of school, you're not even putting yourself right back into that system of learning. You saying, oh, it's time to take a break now. But when we become adults, we get no breaks unless we, you know what I'm saying, unless we work very hard and stack enough money. But if you don't have no money, you shouldn't be taking a break. Don't get him, killer, kill him. And dog, my that big.
Put him up. Let me go put him up. I'll be right back.
Yeah, coach got them puppies, man, around. They be barking. But yeah, man, but I just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, child abuse starts in the elementary school or in pre-K. And then we should be teaching our children as well about these things. But just like we say, man, the aunts and the uncles might be abusing our child. That's why. But now, you know, I see a lot of parents do now. They don't let their kids go everywhere. You remember how we used to have sleepovers all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So
hey,
I do talk to a lot of.
So what's going on in these schools? You have more teachers sleeping with the students now. I know happened back in just televised.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Then the teachers don't even look like these teachers like right age.
But the thing is, what I don't understand about him, when you got a 15-year-old boy, what is he gonna do for you at that point? You already traumatizing his head now. Now he's gonna have to think about that unless he's in that type of environment where they glorify it and celebrate it.
Yeah.
But if he's in a neighborhood that's well put together and he's not, you know, now you done took advantage of him, but at the same, he was like, he wanted to because his friends probably encouraged him, but at the same time, he probably didn't want to. But so that's why it got exposed. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes a lot of things come to light because one or the other person wasn't enjoying this.
Right.
Right.
And the whole
or the teacher got pregnant, because nowadays it's women.
Damn.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's just a different world. And what you're saying about the mental abuse, neglect is the most common form of child abuse. Then it's followed by physical, sexual, and psychological abuse.
Yeah. But see, I think it's all psychological, really. Yeah. Because just think about it. If you physically hurt them, they're thinking about that forever. If you neglect them, they're thinking about that forever. You know, it all boils down to psychological. Mm-hmm. Emotional abuse, you know, that right there for a child, when you don't get to see your parent who was in your life every day. You might remember your dad, from the age 1 to 10. Now y'all got a divorce. Now that child is like sitting there like, man, where dad at?
Yeah.
Yep. Looking for dad.
And that's like the moms that choosing not their sons or let their children see the dad because they mad they put them on child support. So you think that you're doing good because you're receiving some money, but later on, or you know, when that kid grows up, well, dad, where were you? Ask your mom about it. Like that, that's stuff, and that's another whole healing category that you got to turn around and deal with the kids trying to rebuild that bond because your mama wanted to be selfish.
Let me give you a prime example. Let me give you a prime example. You get a baby mama. Child, you pay the child support. The kids don't see the money because the mama's trying to pay her bills with the kids' child support.
Yeah.
So the kids grow up looking at dad like you garbage. You know what I'm saying? They looking at you like you ain't did your part. No, love. I paid child support. That's what your mother ordered by the courts. But them kids don't understand that until they become 30, 40 years of age. You know what I'm saying? But in them teens and them 20s growing up, dad, you don't give us nothing. No, baby, your mama don't give you nothing.
Yeah.
So we as men have to always have that line of communication with our kids, like say, man, you know I'm paying child support for y'all, right? You know you're getting that, your mama getting that money. Is she buying you clothes? Is she buying you shoes? Is she buying you school supplies? What is she doing? No, Dad, I had to go, you know, I had to wear the hand-me-down from the big sister. We had to go to the somewhere where they was school drive or somewhere where they was giving out supplies. So we got to start understanding as the men out here. I'm talking to the men, and ladies transfer the information to the men. We do have to keep that line of communication open with our kids. If you don't talk to them every day, at least give them once a month to where y'all have a real conversation. You know what I'm saying? Not no, hey, how you doing? All right, I'll talk to you later type stuff. That's the everyday talk. If you're going to do that, call them every day just to see what they're doing every day. But when you have them learning conversations, them deep down conversations, your kids gonna remember that because they don't get a lot of time with you. Mm-hmm. So so as men, we can't be the ones who abusing the child. We can't let them have that emotional mindset that we not there for them. Because mama gonna say it if she don't get her way, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is,
And the
is that
problem is that, well, a big part of the problem, because I had that situation with my daughter, and my daughter lives in Germany. It ain't about the father not, it's not even about the child support. It's more about the father having a connection with the child. As long as you dealing with
Right,
the child is going to be normal. The problem is when the mother is trying to keep the father away from the child because, oh, you ain't doing this or you can't feel. And I went through that. It ain't easy. But then when my daughter got grown, she asked me, well, why weren't you around? What happened here? What happened here? I said, well, what did your mama tell you? She told me what her mama said, which ain't got nothing to do with the truth. So all I could tell was, look, you know where I was. I wasn't there, but I don't put down her mother. I've never once put down her mother, at least not to her. She'll never hear me say
right,
anything bad about her mom. But
right.
because of her mom, I got deported out of Germany. That was one of the reasons. Because I only went to jail because I decided to stay close to my daughter. So a
You got
lot of things it's sort of messed up because the father gets the blame, but
yeah.
a lot of times it really ain't the father. It's the mothers that are doing the damage. The father just has to pay the consequences.
You got a daughter in Germany. How old she
so?
is?
Is that
She'll be
so? Is
30
that a
next
form
year.
of abuse?
It
Is that a
is.
form of
Yeah,
abuse to the father?
Yeah. But the thing
there,
is,
there
the
go.
father is the one that's getting the blame for it. But the mother is the
Right,
one that's abusing the child.
Man.
Because she's keeping, you see, the father being in the family is the best thing that a child could have. And even if he's not with the mother, if he has a connection with the child, he's in that child's life. That child is going to be all the better for it. It cuts down on a lot of things because a father will talk to a child in a way that a mother won't. A mother will
right,
always say, "Don't do this, don't do that." But a father be like, "Yo, come on, let me talk about this with you. What's going on in your life?" See, fathers get
right.
a connection with the child on a completely different level than a mother will. And 9 times out of 10, especially with girls, girls are going to have they're going to battle. They combat with their mothers. Just like when the sons get older, they combat with the fathers because now they think they want to take over. But that's just that testosterone
Well,
telling them, oh,
now,
I
Mike,
want to be the man now. But see,
Mike,
as long as the
I'm gonna
father
have
is
to slow
there,
you down. Mike, I'm gonna cut your wisdom on that one, man. I don't wanna, yeah, not all of them. Cause I tell
no,
you,
it's not all.
my,
But
yeah,
if you think
my
about it,
son, yeah, my son, he's the most gentleman that I know. The youngest gentleman, no, I'm talking about so respectful, man. You know what I'm saying? Now,
hmm
me and my girls, that's what I was saying before, me and my daughters, we get more arguments because they wasn't getting my money directly out of my hand. And their
mm
mothers wasn't giving them the money. You know what I'm saying? They would pay what
but
they needed to pay with the money.
let me ask you a
You
question
know,
though.
but
Were you in your son's life more than with your daughters?
nah, it's
It was
all
the
about the
same.
same. Yeah, it's been about the same.
Wow. See, usually when the boys grow up with their fathers, they got that bond like Kobe and his father had, or like
Right,
well, y'all know they real tight. The thing is when there's
right,
that separation, and that's
right.
when the boys start to rebel against the fathers because the father
Because
ain't
you
there.
know why though? You know why they rebel? Because dad wasn't having them real conversations though. That's why I say if
Exactly.
you're not gonna be there every day, at least when you do talk to him, have a real conversation with him.
Yep. Get them on the phone or something. Yeah. Exactly. And that makes a big difference because the mothers, the court system or our system, the government, the way they set things up is designed for the woman. It's always to destroy the black man because they know the power of the family, the power of community.
Mm-hmm.
So if the mother and the father are together and they training their children, they're growing up in the proper way. They seeing mom and pops, they're in love, they doing things together, they talking to each other with a civilized tone that teaches them to grow up to be the same way. But the government
Right.
just seems to doing everything to destroy that dynamic because they know our power. That's why we were ruling the world. Egypt, Kemet, all this stuff was because of the power of us being together. It's the division that's holding us back. So, what's the best way to divide us? Get the father out of the home. Turn the father against the mother, or turn the mother against the father. Now you got the child turned against the father and the mother, or both the father, and then nine times out of ten against the mother, because when the child sees that it wasn't all the father, because you grow up and the growing up, you start to see things in a different light. I know I did. Because my father
Yep.
wasn't there. He left when I was 3. But by the time I was 12, I could see I would have left my mom too because of the way she is, her whole attitude. So I can't blame him for leaving, but now I know. Okay, I see you got a valid reason. But when I was 25 and I met up with my father again, we had a serious conversation. And that conversation, I
Yeah.
learned a lot more about why he wasn't there. And the whole time, my mom, my grandmother, my aunts, all they talk about, oh, he just a pair of pants. All he do is chasing skirts. He in everybody bed. That's all I knew about it up until I actually met him and talked to him. But I had an open mind when I talked to him because I paid attention to what my mother did. And if a child does that, it gives you a bit of advantage. You can't see your father as the villain when you see what your mother does because those attitudes don't change overnight. You don't become this
Right.
way with one person and you're different with another. You might go for a while, but the person is going to be the person no matter what. And that's the thing. When the children really see that, they'll see it ain't all the father. So that part where the mother is keeping the father away from the children, that to me is emotional child abuse.
Yeah.
And there's just
Definitely.
no way around it.
I agree with
So,
that.
Coach, how often do you see it in your schools?
It grows rampant in the school, man. Like single parents, and sometimes it's just the father. That's what I see too
Hmm.
now. A lot of the fathers stepping up, and
Right.
they bring the kid to school and they pick the kid up from school. But I wanted to talk about me. I got 3 kids and all by different moms. So
Hmm.
I definitely went through a lot with that. Paying child support and not being able to see the kids, and they were in close vicinity. And not like in Germany. You get what I'm saying? I had
Hmm.
I got a kid that was in Atlanta and then moved, born in Atlanta, then moved. Well, actually born here. They left and moved to Atlanta, and then they now live in North Carolina. So all that was still within a 3-hour radius, but
Hmm.
wasn't able to be a part of her life. I tried, and then I could say some of it went to how I was living as well. But when I'm
Right.
trying to live different now, it's challenging to get back. And never know what she told her. I try to reach out often, but it's definitely a touchy subject. But when you were saying something about the abuse, I say that the parent, the father is abused sometimes as well. Although it may be
Big
child
time.
abuse, the mother doing it as far as keeping the
Right.
father away. But I can remember several times going all the way with no license, trying my best to get there and see her, go buy a hotel room, sit in the hotel room, and we set up to meet. And they never come to meet at the skating ring or at the mall. They never come. You know what I'm saying? So different things like that. So it's crazy how she's 20. What, she should be 24 now, and I still haven't really had that conversation that I want. To find
Hmm.
out you know how she feeling and what she think of me and how she could see me now. So
Yeah.
all the way across the board, man. But I still say it's truly wonderful, to be alive and to be able to be here if she need me or when she need me. You
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
So you just keep on
Yeah,
trying,
man.
coach. Because you can't change the way she thinks. Because she
Yes.
just imagine all the time that you weren't there, the only person who could tell her about you was the mother. And if the
That's right.
mother hates you or got negative feelings towards you, everything that's coming in that child's ear is negative. Just like my mom, grandma, and aunts were telling me. When
Right.
she actually gets to meet you face to face, that's when the difference shows.
Yeah.
Because that's when you
Yeah.
can tell her what was going on, how things actually work, but without bashing the mother.
Mhm.
Because you
That's
don't
right.
have to bash the mother. The child sees what the mother's like. They
Yeah.
grow up seeing
Right.
it every single day. And if she was negative with you, she's been negative with every man that she's been with since you.
Uh,
That's
So
it.
Yeah.
Mike, I normally agree with you on everything, but I gotta disagree with that, bro. I bashed the hell out of my baby mama. She was wrong. She knows she was wrong. I don't care.
I hear you. I be wanting to, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Because now you become the villain. See, if I bash the mother, it's like everything that the mother could have possibly told her about me in all those years that I wasn't there becomes true.
but what did I tell you at the
Right.
beginning of this cast?
Was
You the
When you
candy man.
name, I told you what scared me, so I became Candyman. I made her learn to
Yeah.
keep out her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I
man.
about why we weren't together. I never did
And
anything like horrible, but it's like they want the truth. I let them know what the deal was.
yeah.
When it was
Yeah.
kids, I was nice about it, but now that they're grown, yeah,
Mhm.
Now you can be direct.
you said, Dave, how many you got,
Mm-hmm.
bro?
2.5.
You got a midget?
So there go that 0.5 that he's talking about.
Yeah.
That is,
That midget.
yeah. I mean,
Well,
situations
That man right there.
out there
But
because y'all probably seen it on the news or somewhere on Facebook. I know I posted about it where they had this guy who, he was interested in having a sugar baby, and the girl he ended up seeing was his daughter that he never met. He met on the escort
oh
site.
yeah, yeah.
What?
wow, I
They
missed that one.
yeah.
I missed that one.
Oh yeah,
Me
No,
too.
I seen that one, yeah. That was
Wow.
crazy,
Wow.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
Talk
That
about
was
fate.
crazy. But
Bring
you
you
know,
back
they
together.
say, yeah, they say that emotional abuse is the most damaging that you can ever be a part of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I agree,
Because
man.
it turns into
Yeah.
trauma. It turns into a subconscious thought. Then once it's in the
Yeah.
subconscious mind, it becomes a program. Then it becomes a habit. So you might start repeating the cycle of life that you already was programmed to.
Right.
That's like
Right.
sex offenders. You know what I'm saying? Predators they was molested as a child, so then they want to become predators and pedophiles and stuff like that. So
Right.
we, as men, but then now they do. I know in Texas, I know here, I think here too, and they let you know there's a pedophile in the neighborhood.
Oh, they gotta
Oh,
let
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like they have to let you know.
It's
Yeah.
a law.
Right.
Yeah, that's law.
Hey.
Oh, so that's everywhere.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
nationwide.
Okay.
They
It's a
can't cut
national
their light
emergency.
on Halloween. They can't even cut their light on. They can't cut
Right,
the porch
right.
light on.
Yeah. Because I remember an apartment that I had, because I was new to the area. And one day, like, they had, three, let me see, this, whichever ones that come out, like the CIA or the FBI. But anyways, they had three of them downstairs and two of them, like, standing down that point. So I opened my door. I was like, hey, is anybody in here? I'm like, yeah, I have company. Can we come in? I'm like, sure. They came in, they searched my apartment and everything. I was like, so what's going on? There's like, have you seen such and such? I'm like, no. Are you such and such? I said, no. Why? He was a registered sex offender who like failed to like check in, and they thought he was still over.
And he was in that apartment, huh?
Yeah, he used to have that apartment. Man, I never seen so many guns drawn at me.
Right.
I was like, shit, I gotta move.
Come on, Escobar.
Mm-hmm.
El Chapo.
Yep.
You was El Chapo. You
was
had all the candy. You
Oh Oh yeah, they definitely serious about it, but they got to register themselves wherever they move.
Yeah.
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 You get violated if they don't.
Okay.
You end up
Yeah,
right back
that's a
in
good
jail.
thing. Man, I want
Yeah,
to
but
tell y'all these 7. I seen 7 insidious signs that you've been emotionally abused. And it was more like, I like this one because gaslighting is definitely a part of abuse, because now you telling a child, or you telling your mate, or you telling somebody some lies, or you trying to manipulate them to understand that you're away. So I really like that one. And then we got isolating you from the loved ones, like we talked about with Mike. So these type of things, we gotta understand, man. Once you know the person that you're dealing with, it's your job psychologically to try to figure out, okay, how can I? It's like playing a video game or playing basketball with your opponent. You know the Art of War. That was the book. That was one of the best books there is that's been written.
Yeah.
So you got your opponent, So then you got that insulting language, say, look out, bitch, look out, look, hey. And then, yelling loud, but shifting the blame on the husband or the spouse or the child,
Wow.
shifting the blame, man. That's something that happens every day. People will tell you, oh no, it's you, but you give them. Only way you can get up out of that a lot of times, because they're narcissistic people, you guys to videotape them saying actually what they were, or put it on the voice recorder, because they're gonna deny it until it's part of the past. You can't change the past. If I say my past was this, that's what my past was. You can say my past was what you thought you saw, but that ain't what you saw. So that's that gaslight, shifting the blame. So extreme jealousy. That's a big thing that people don't talk about, because you got friends that's jealous of you. You got, you a child. You don't even know why they jealous of you, because your mom done dressed you nice. Your mom is teaching you things. Your mom takes you places. Then you got the child who's not so fortunate. They're mad. Man, I used to get, bro, I got jumped twice. I ain't get jumped the first time. The third time, it was a fight in the hall. And then the dude who didn't like me, he hit me in the back of the head and ducked back down. The second time, he got one of his partners, and they tried to jump me. And it was just like, these two dudes, they hitting hard as they can. I'm like, but y'all go. I'm like, they like little flies. I'm like, man, come on, man. I go walk on the bus. I'm like, bro, y'all see, man, we ain't even see you getting jumped. Oh yeah, now y'all didn't see me getting jumped.
Yeah.
So you go through. You got to remember, man. A lot of kids going through life by themselves. The parent, the mom's at work, dad's not there, big sister in her room doing her thing. So it's like you got these kids out here that's growing up by themselves. That's emotional on them, man. That's trauma on them. But then, okay, so the last one was that unpredictable anger. I mean, if y'all, boy, Mike know about this. That's a grown man. Ooh, Lord. That was last year, boy. That was last year. It was over. It's over now. You treated me so bad. But now, yeah. So those are the 7. So those are the 7 insidious signs that I've seen. That I found that shows that you've been emotionally abused. And these things, man, we have to really start. I know it's easier said than done on self-development, but when we have these type of topics, man, we got to go back and visit the notes. We got to go back and visit our notes. Like when I was in health and life coaching class, I think it was the one time I had come on, but I was teaching about the health and life coaching, because I had went through all these notes. Man, I got tablets. I got like 4 tablets of health and life coaching. But I feel like we all, as parents, should take a life coaching course, so we can learn how to handle a teen that's, that might be more that unexpected anger. And you trying to figure out, because you see so many parents, why are you so angry?
Usually there's a root problem when either a teen or even an adult stays angry all the time. There's something at the root of it. Maybe an experience that they've had or any trauma or anything that you. So the object is to get to the root of the problem. And a lot of the times to get to the root of the problem, you write things down. You write a letter to yourself or things of that nature, man. So, I do recommend life coaching to some people, even if you go through some kind of help course, different things like that. So, definitely researching will help, and self-development is not only getting help from a person, it's really analyzing who you are. That's why they call it self-help. They got self-help books, and it's really going inside and looking at yourself within,
right.
What you stand for, your character, and how you move, so all those things are good because at some point in your life you've been abused. I'm almost certain to say that across the board. That at some point you've been abused, and at another point you've abused somebody. Because the world is cruel. Right. The world is cruel, man. Right. We know that. But and I can remember even living that, like, I'm gonna get you before you get me. I used to have that mentality, until I start doing self-development. I gotta get them before they get me. Women included. Right. So I'm just grateful for change and grateful for growth.
And Coach, I don't mean to cut your wisdom, but that right there was nobody but you thinking that other person was trying to come get you. They done forgot about it, or it's in their mind, but that's not in the forefront. You got that kind of grudge, that animosity built up in you to where you're like, I'm gonna get everybody. Because that was the conversation on the streets. True enough, that was the conversation on the streets. Man, you better get that dude before he get you, bro.
They coming. That's all I can have in my head. They coming. They trying to get me somehow. And it wasn't even people in the street all the time. It was family. Nobody. I just thought in my mind nobody had my best interests at heart. So
they did.
Right.
Unless they was trying to, except for the ones who was trying to change you for the better now. Because a lot of times we be in them type of funks mentally to where we don't want to get out of them.
That's it.
So that's why I wanted to say this too, Coach, before I lose the train of thought. I feel like the universe put girls in your life so your sons wouldn't be like you, to break that cycle. I feel like that's why I got 5 girls before I got one. I got 4 girls before I got 1 boy. Because my mindset, if I would have got a boy when I first was in that type of life, that mindset, I would have had him selling drugs. I would have had him running with the gangs. So that's why a lot of times the universe ain't gonna give us what we think we should have at that time. But so that's what we do, like you say, self-development, and start doing that so we can teach the babies. Because from age 1 to 7, I don't know if anybody y'all realize this, from age 1 to 7, your baby's mind is in theta state. And theta state is the sponge state of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do nothing but tell that baby nothing but positive things, great things about themselves. You are a problem solver. You are a great baby. You are the smartest one I know. Just like on that movie, The Help. They had the little girl saying, I am kind, I am smart, I am wonderful. You feel me? So, and they know that was the programming that baby gonna have when they get to a teenage years, or the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of the program. And they won't see a lot of the trauma stages. They won't see a lot of the bad environments as bad environments. They'll look at it for what it is. Okay, them people right there are like that, so I can figure out what to do with them and how to act, how to operate with them.
But that's why child abuse is so damaging.
Yeah.
Because it starts at those early ages, usually within that time frame. A lot of times, it happens. Uh, a lot of times, the parents are being like, I got sisters that are always dealing with their kids, but they can never talk nice to the kids. It's always yelling at them. You did this. You
Right.
stupid. You go sit your butt down. All this kind of stuff. And to me, even when I
Mhm.
hear it, I'm like, I gotta go because it makes no sense, and they don't even realize what they're doing to the kid. Because now the kids
Right.
grow up, they got a low self esteem. They can't get a
Right.
good job, and their idea of success is getting a job at McDonald's or becoming a manager at McDonald's. Like, what kind of shit
Right.
is that? You
They
don't
would never
develop your
be
mental
problem solvers.
development. Yeah, even your
Right.
educational development suffers because of the stuff that you learn in those years as a child. So
Right.
and it carries on because you were abused. Eventually, you're going to grow up to abuse someone else, and
Yeah.
it's just a never-ending circle.
And it's like a lot of those
Right.
things
Yeah.
is cute. Like there's nothing cute about letting your son walk around in your heels or
Oh
holding
Right.
hell
your,
no!
or putting your
Yep.
wig on. Oh, he just a baby. Let him play around, bitch. No,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
And you're funny until he
Jesse's
turns
mother.
out to be gay.
yeah,
Was that
Yep.
was Power? I mean, what was not Power, but what was the Lions? Cookie Lions.
Empire.
Mm.
Empire.
Hey, it sounded like my family. 'Cause I got a nephew that was like that. Or not a nephew, a cousin. Used to always walk
Yeah.
around. His mom always laughing about, he doing this. Oh, he go to the bathroom. He white to the front. I'm like, and you think that's cute? Well,
Oh, that's
look what
bad.
turned out to happen.
Well, that's because there wasn't no structure, man. And that's
right.
the thing about we have to understand. Women really have to understand without structure, your child is not going to grow up to be nothing but
Hmm.
trouble.
Yeah.
You got to have structure at the early. That's why, and over in Africa, they give the baby back. They give all the kids get back with the father at 13 years of age.
Mm.
Hmm.
You
One
get them
thing,
nurturing years from your mama, but now it's time for you to grow up. So you got to go with dad. Dad's more of that. He gonna figure things out for you.
He
I
gonna
want,
Well,
teach you
that's where
about
it used
life.
to be.
I
Yep.
want,
Right. He's gonna give you more life lessons than mom will.
Mhm.
I want
She
to
gonna
touch
cripple you. Go ahead.
I want to touch base back on when you said the neglect from the keeping information from the kids. When we said something
Right.
about that, that's an abuse, neglect,
Right. Yeah.
and I do agree with that. But I want to touch base with how some of the family members, the surroundings of this young person could teach that young person how to think critically, because sometimes the teachers
Mhm.
are not going to give them the extra. Well, it's considered extra
Right.
because they got a curriculum, a basic, a standard that they want them to learn. Like you say, and it's
Yeah.
mundane. I get all that, but that's where we
Right.
as family members need to help these kids learn critically, think
Definitely.
critically, and do the
Right.
research, outside thinking, and make sure that Black History is done more than just in February. That's what they do. Because see, over the summer, all they do is play. They don't go to summer school. They don't teach or nothing. So that's the
That's
time when you
right.
can have, and it only can take 2 hours a day. You don't even have to have an 8-hour day.
Mhm.
Make sure they get in the book 2
Right.
hours a
Right.
day. Because it's
Mhm.
Black mathematicians out here. It's like look at the women at NASA. Different things that made a
Right.
difference. But we
Hmm.
always learning
Right.
about Einstein and Aristotle, the people like that. But it's more. There's more out here. So
Yeah, they don't
I
tell you about the Morgan Garretts and
yeah,
Hmm.
the Benjamin Banneker and all of them
yeah.
people,
Right. Not in
Frederick
regular
Douglass.
school.
They don't have to stay locked in a box. or
Right.
locked in on what's at the schoolhouse, you know. So we got to teach them to think outside the box and do.
But like I feel like
'cause it's for them, you know.
right. Yeah, I feel like that's as a parent, you know, like if I would have known what I know right now,
Right.
me raising my children, I would have been okay. Even though school is over, now it's time for me to teach y'all a life lesson.
That's it.
And you gotta solve this life problem for me, because if you're not raising problem solvers, you're gonna always have a problem child. They don't know how to solve the problem. They don't know how to be better as them for themselves. They don't know how to correct the mistakes and be accountable for the mistakes. You know, so we have to understand that once you get these type of children, man, that don't want to do nothing, you have to understand it's from the birth. It's from the canal. They mamas didn't talk right to them when they was in the stomach. See, a lot of people don't understand. You can have your child come out reading at an early age if you read to them in the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Read to them, talk to them. Their mindset gonna go faster because they're being educated in the stomach and not just rubbed on. Ooh, this baby. Ooh, this baby. Oh, this child is kicking. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You got more women. I know pregnancy is hard because I got 4 kids, mothers that was, you know, telling me it was hard. So I understand all that. But we do have to understand too, once we talk to them babies, man, in the womb. Because the man only got the mind as a womb. We can't produce the baby. We can put the seed in you, but we can't let that baby formulate in us because our DNA is designed different.
Right. There's a young boy. There's a young boy that's 3 years old. He could do 2-digit multiplication and he can barely talk.
Yeah.
Right.
So it happens.
But he can solve it on
in the womb.
I have one of the students at university. He started at Southern University when he was 11 years old.
Wow. Damn.
So,
yeah. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Say, boy, we got them out here though, man. But we got to look at these red flags too, y'all. So when you got that passiveness, everything is just like, whatever. Then you got that unpredictability. You got that extreme jealousy. You got these type of things. It's like, bro, we got to start looking at this type of stuff, even at an early age, because you got kids who won't let you play with the ball.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? 1 minute we got all my toys is outside. Next minute, everybody get my stuff back. Mm-hmm. That unpredictability, because they see it as they grow up in that household of unpredictability.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I thought Mama said we can go outside. Well, she changed her mind now.
Yeah.
But why she changed her mind?
And it is what
Man, I don't know. That's Mama. Yeah, that's Mama. I don't know. Yep. You go ask her, because every time I ask, I get hit. Another form of abuse.
Yeah.
So you getting neglected, you getting physically hit, you getting gaslighted. It's so much things that we grow up and we think it's just the way to discipline the child, because that's how we was taught by our parents. Mm. But like we say now, we gotta understand we cannot go. It's like me, bro. I don't try to chastise. I tell my I say chastise, but I don't try to tell my daughters how to raise their son. You know what I'm saying? Now my second oldest, I tell her to put that boy down because he need to bump his head. But all that crying all the time, let him fall a couple of times so he can stop crying. Yeah, we ain't raising none of them. But my 5-year-old grandson, he good, he straight, because his mama, she gangster. She rough with him. Yeah, so, man. But man, it's a serious topic, but we really have to start catching these babies early. And then just like what was that the hippie thing that Sandra, when she was on, talking about teaching them kids early before they even get to regular school. And we need more programs like that, man. Yeah, that was major, man. That we definitely need more programs like that because it's a lot of parents who don't know that they're the problem because they was raised by their mama. Their mama made sure that they don't have an opinion. You don't say nothing. You do what I say, not what I do. All of us raised at some point was raised in that type of household.
I heard that quite a few times.
Yeah.
You know what? When I realized my mama lied to me one time, and I caught her in it, and she told me it was a white lie, I say, "Mama, lie. I don't care how you cover that."
For real.
I said, "Boy, it's hard. I can't even trust you now."
Yeah.
It was, you know. You don't even believe nothing no more, boy. You lose your belief system in people, man.
You really my mother?
You heard me. You heard me, man.
But that's why it's big, man. We could avoid abuse sometimes, you know. Sometimes you can't. But what I'm saying is when we think when we start, and I ain't gonna say everybody. I'm just trying to think outside the box. You know, like I feel like if we stay on a course of just serving people and doing what is right, you get what I'm saying? Like that's how you can avoid abusing people, and you'll stay out the way from abuse because you live in the best way you can. You get what I'm saying? So you would recognize people who are on a track of abusing people or doing some harm to people, you know. So just how you live and staying connected to have meditating, you know, different things like that. You know, you want to be able to maneuver around abuse, whether you're giving it or receiving it. You don't want to be around it. So some things you could do to avoid abuse. At times, now I ain't gonna say that's across the board because sometimes you just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and somebody gonna get at you real bad. You know, whether it be emotional, physical, or mental. You know,
right.
Problem is that a person that's being abused doesn't realize they're being abused until after the fact, and that's grown-ups too. Children definitely don't know, and grown-ups, even us men, can be in a relationship and being abused, and you don't realize it until the relationship is over. You're like, "Yo, man, yes, you did this."
I feel like, Mike, I feel like we really do recognize it, but as men, we just man be like, "Man, it ain't nothing." Yeah, ain't nobody hit me. So we feel like the mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah, we look at it like it ain't visible. Right. I'm great. She can sit there and verbally abuse me all day. I don't care what she says. She ain't gonna change none of this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
that's absolutely right.
That's why. Yeah, a lot of men, we get abused every day, man. We get discriminated on. You know, we get physically punched on. It's like I was listening to a reel the other day, and the white lady was like, she's like, she said the title was double standard men have to live with. You know, we got to be strong, but yet still we got to get in touch with our feminine side so we don't be too bullyish and too aggressive. You know what I'm saying? We got to buy everything, but we don't get nothing in return. We got to, you know, it went on and on, but she was making so many key points to where it was like, damn, man.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. You don't recognize it yourself while you're going through it until somebody else brings it up. Then you say, "Oh shit, I've been through that shit myself." Now you start to realize. And a kid, a child, they don't know. They don't know because they think, "Oh, my parents love me," but you being slapped around. "Oh, I did something wrong." But now you grow up with that attitude, and you got problems with your own self-confidence.
Yeah.
And that just carries on throughout your life.
Or he only hit me because he loved me.
Yeah, exactly. And you grow up dealing with men that are beating on you because that's your opinion of love. The only way somebody loves you.
Because that's what your mama did. That's what your daddy did. You got whoopings as a child. So you grow up thinking that Hey man, that's what happens, man.
Yeah.
Shit happens. You know how many
And
times
it's
you done heard that from a woman, man? Things just happen. It is what it is. Type of
yeah.
business,
I know
and
how many times I
them
done
are the
said
type
it.
of mindset we gotta try to turn people's mindset from that. Like Tupac said it best, man. I might not be the one who changed the world, but at least let me spark the brain that changes the world. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Yeah, let me give you an idea. If I can pass on an idea to a child, if I can pass on an idea to a mother who's had a child, I feel like I did my part for the day. You know what I'm saying? It's not the day
Yeah.
is not over, but I'm saying like, the life is not over. But every day I want to be able to give somebody something to where some type of input to where they felt like, damn, that was great. Hey man, okay, I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
quit being like a lot of men, we done got to the mama stages of complaining. When did that become a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one thing
It's
to
true.
to 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 express yourself on what you feel like is right for you and what's wrong, but that's just putting up boundaries. That's just having standards. So when the child grows up, he can see a man with standards who's not running loose. He's disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So then we gotta be better as men. I just feel.
Yeah.
But hey, man, it's been definitely been a great topic and a great conversation tonight because we did get some red flags out there. We got a lot of insight and a lot of things brought to the light, though, man. It definitely needed to be talked about because it still goes on, in certain homes. But man,
Yeah.
man, what you got for us, Mike? What you going out with on the aha moment, or what you thought about tonight?
This is a great topic, and to go out, all I can say is just follow the golden rule. If you treat others the way you want to be treated, you can never go wrong. You ain't going to be
Amen.
abusing nobody, and you ain't going to let nobody abuse you. Just treat people the way you want to be treated, and have a happy life.
Yeah.
What you
My
got,
big,
Coach?
my biggest thing was how you started the show with the $542 billion that's spent in that was big for me. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Right.
And I didn't even mention the deaths from
Yeah,
child abuse.
yeah, that was big to me. And
Mm.
also, I wanted to say, like you were saying just now, just live righteous. Live the best way you can, and try to avoid being the abuser and getting abused. So that's it.
Right.
We got Candy Man.
I want to say everything was on point, especially just recognizing what abuse can be. I mean, it can be something started off as a child. It can be the fact that your spouse not sleeping with you. That's witchcraft according to the Bible. But
Hmm.
I want to go out and say, don't light yourself on fire trying to brighten somebody else's existence.
Wow.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Boy, you keep
That's
you a
what
good old
Jesus
you
here,
keep
bro.
you a good old quote, don't you? You keep you a good
Yeah.
old quote.
Yeah.
Hey, the Candy Man can.
Yeah, we gotta start letting you go last because I don't even know what to say now. All that old.
That's what it is, man. That's all right.
Mm.
But no, man, it's been really great. But yeah, man, if y'all pass this information on, man, and just basically get you a life coaching a course going, even just get on the self development. I feel like if we do more reflecting than remembering, I feel like we'll be in a better space every day, man. Because your memory is just a body. It's just a habit of your past. That is something that you can't change. That's a subconscious thought. It's there. I know it's in the download, but you can't do nothing about it. But you can do something about the reflections of life that you do at the end of each day. Okay, how did I do today? Man, I should have said this instead of that. So tomorrow I'll work. Be intentional, like Coach always say. Be intentional about your
Mm.
thoughts, about your day to day, about your teachings. About serving. Be intentional about serving. to where it'll just become a habit. So,
Yeah.
you know, that was my spiel on it, y'all, man. Y'all, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Next week, man, we're going to try to get a guest on and try to have some more great conversations. So y'all go over there to YouTube and subscribe to the Elite Mancast so we can get these get this channel built up to a good number so we can start seeing something, get some real important guests on here. You know what I'm saying? But man, y'all have a great evening. Till the next time. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Great show. I like it. Let's see. Let's go out. We're going out, y'all. There you go.